Okay, so let's see what we have in our new heroes. We have a couple rodents this time around. I do remember getting a quick sneak peek at these guys from the beta information that was released, but I remember not being overly impressed by them. Let's see what they look like at actual release. So to start things out, we are going to get a wizard class for this guy. That's going to give you that chance to do a little bit of extra damage based off their buffs. What does the family bonus says? It says Adventurous Rodent. So the Adventurous Rodent gets a bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes, plus 6, 12, 18% extra chance to dodge special skills. So all by their lonesome, it's only a 6% chance. It's not huge, but okay. Each special skill dodged heals this character for 100, 150, or 200 health. I mean, okay. This is making me feel very similar to the Wildcats in the family bonus style. It's okay, just not amazing. Okay, down here in passives, we get Nibble. When this ally casts their special skill, this character deals 200% damage and gives negative 35% defense for 3 turns to a random enemy. Okay, it's only to one enemy, though, right? It's not like this is a hit all that brings everyone's defense down. You can't even pick who it goes on. That's okay, but not that amazing. Okay. Trait, Tiny Frame. This character is not affected by effects that increase or reduce attack. So very similar to the Wildcats' Lith Frame. In fact, I would say there's a lot of things similar to the Wildcats in this one. So in other words, you've got similar family bonuses. They have frame traits. So like all in all, I think that makes sense, but I'm not in love with it. This guy's attack will just always be what it is. 1976 attack would be where this guy just exists forever during the fights because of that passive. Okay, over here in the Aether Power department, we do get damage reduction. This is going to reduce the incoming received damage by 10% for the first 6 turns, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Operating down here, we have Blazing Matchstick at fast speed. It's going to deal 390% damage to the target and nearby enemies, so that's a reasonable hit, 390. And you get Wild. For 3 turns, the target and nearby enemies receive 296 or 592 burn damage each turn. It's weird, okay. What's this question mark say? Wild adds a chance each turn for this effect to be more powerful. This Wild effect has a 50% chance to deal 100% extra damage that turn. When extra damage is dealt, the effect also reduces the enemy's max health, and it's stronger against boosted health. Okay. Wild effects bypass most effects that would normally prevent them from being applied. Well, that's interesting. And wild effects can be applied in addition to other effects of the same type. Okay. So that actually is useful to know. I don't know exactly what I think of Wild right now. It is nice that it can stack with other burn type effects, so that's cool. I think it's weird that the damage could be 296 or 592, and it's a 50% chance for each. It's a lot of variable in there. I mean, like half the time it's going to reduce max health by a large chunk, half the time it won't. That's just hard to understand and plan for and calculate well, so I don't love the randomness to it, but it's interesting. The caster and nearby allies get plus 35% mana generation for 3 turns. Well, that's certainly helpful, right? I think we all like increased mana generation. Operating at fast speed, you're really going to get some nice mana effect out of this character. So, like, overall, where do I rate this guy? Let's talk about what he does, the pros, the cons, all of that. To start things out, he's a fast hit 3 for a reasonable amount and leaves a pretty strong dot effect afterwards. The dot effect could end up doing max health reduction 50% of the time, but the rest of the time it does a minor amount of dot damage instead and no max health reduction. But I do like the fact that he is pumping out additional mana generation for himself and nearby. I think this guy will be great for helping you push slower heroes to the forefront because operating at fast speed, you can get this guy off relatively quickly. You're going to then increase the mana generation of your slower heroes, and you can hopefully get them off in less tiles. But I mean, it's hard to say if that will function perfectly, but I do think it's pretty cool. So all in all, I'm not overly impressed with the family or the passive bonuses that we get out of this guy. His effects are kind of random. I'm going to give this guy an 8 overall. I think he's still very good because he's a fast hit 3 with reasonable dot damage and plus mana and all that fun stuff. So, like, he's very reasonable, but nothing about this guy is very game changing. When I think about the special families that were released in the last couple portals, the Shady Scoundrels come to mind, the Temple Heroes, all of them had effects that were massive, right? This guy he's just kind of there. Like, he's not bad, but he's just kind of there. The Wildcats were released in the last birthday portal, so maybe that's why they released this family that's very similar to them. But if you take a think back on who was released in that birthday portal, we had Rajesh and we had Leone, right? And as Wildcats go, I mean, we're 1 year later. They are not really anyone's top choice to be putting in their teams, right? Like, so they did not have a very lasting impact. And I think the same might be true for these guys. I think they're interesting, but I don't see how we necessarily get a lasting impact out of them. Although maybe the next one will be better. Let's take a look. Okay, so there you have it. We'll give this guy just an 8 overall.